Yeah, we're here.
Doors will be closing on right again. Watch your hands on the pipes. Sante Sana, thank you. What on right, everyone? Let's boogie. Jumbo, my name is Ethan, and I'll be your story guide to the Harambe Wildlife Preserve. While we're moving, please remain seated at all times. Keep your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the vehicle at all times as well. Animal spotted guide above you, that's to help you identify some of the animals you might find out on the reserve. Now, we may not see all those animals, but we usually have a pretty good luck. You also keep in mind we're just about to enter these animals' homes, so we do want to be very respectful towards these animals as I see an animal in the road right now. Give me a second. So there's an animal in the road up ahead, so we'll hold here until this animal gets out of the way.
It's a white face.
So there's a saddleboat store in the road up in front of us, which is why we're not moving right now. Oh, I think he's out of the road. Yeah, we're good now. Now we're going to begin our journey in the Little Artillery Forest. Here, animals depend on camouflage. They're going to camouflage and hide themselves well with their local and surrounding areas. Now there's going to be a saddle-build store coming up here on the left in just a few moments. I think hear them because they don't communicate. They vocalize by rattling their bills. I also have a wingspan of about 2.9 feet and can stand 5 feet tall. Coffee out the distance on the right. Now the saddleboat store console which will be coming further. Now that I'll copy out there in the distance on the right is a very shy and reclusive forest animal. They have white stripes on their legs, which it looks like they're wearing zebra pants, but they're not even relatives to the zebras. They're actually the only living known relatives to the giraffe. Now one reason that we do know that is because of their skull structure. Going back to those saddle-built storks, both males and females look the exact same. The way that you can tell them apart is actually based on their eye colors. That's because males have brown eyes, females have yellow eyes. Greater kudos and bongos both coming up here on that. Now the greater kudos are those two animals just standing there. The bongos are the ones with the horns. Now the greater kudos are one of the tallest antelopes in Africa, standing 55 inches tall at the shoulder. They can also leap 8 feet through the air. Now those bongos have the nickname the ghost of the forest. That's because they're always hiding and you won't always find them here in the forest. Now the horns also lean backwards. They're about 32 to 36 inches long. Black rhinoceros just up there on the hill on the left. That black rhinos weigh about 3,000 pounds and can charge speeds up to 35 miles per hour. They don't have any known predators. The most harmful thing to them is actually humans. That's because they're being poached with their horns, which are made out of keratin, which is also what your fingernails are made out of, so they're ultimately useless. Now, because of poaching, there's less than 5,000 black rhinos left in the world to this day. We are going to head into the Safi River. That is home to some aquatic type animals. A lot of birds out there to the left on that island. Oh, and the hippo, which which is just kind of in that water as well. You see that movement. Now those birds are called the saddle-billed stork. Their colonial nesters will nest themselves in groups of 20 to 100 pairs. They also have a wingspan of up to 9 feet, and they get their names because the backs of their necks feature a pinkish color. When that happens, it does mean that they're ready for mating. Now there's Hippo, which is just kind of walking along that river bottom to the left. Well, they're a nocturnal animal, so they're going to spend a majority of the day completely and fully submerged underwater. They can be fully submerged for up to 8 minutes at a time. Now they do not swim through the water, but they choose to walk or run along the river bottom. And a group of hippos is called a float. Now what's also coming up on the left is going to be the Nile crocodile. They are the largest species of crocodile in Africa. They're average around 16 feet and can weigh up to 500 pounds. Every now and then they're going to sit there with their mouths open. Now they do that to help regulate their temperature and to help keep themselves cool down. Now you also do not want to mess with them. That is because their jaws are actually strong enough that they are able to crush the bones of their prey. We are going to leave the military force behind and start making our way into the savannah, home to some of those more animals that you will be familiar with. And coming up on the right is a very big tree. Yeah. It's called the Baobab Tree. Now it has the nickname the Upside Down Tree. That's because it kind of looks like the roots of the tree and as if it's upside down. Now that tree will remain leafless for about 9 months out of the year. That is because there's a high amount of water that is stored inside of it. Also, as we get back in the tertiary forest, animals there would depend on camouflage. That doesn't really happen here in the savannah. Animals in the savannah are going to depend on their speed and agility to escape their predators. I do believe I saw some springboks and hartmans, mountain zebras, and wildebeests all coming up here. On the right of those springboks, they're those small animals with those white underbellies. Now springboks get their name because they're able to swing up 6 feet in the air and leap 13 feet through the air. They are also among the top 10 fastest land animals as they're able to reach speeds of 50 to 60 miles per hour. Now all those gray animals out there on the right are those wildebeests. Now they migrate up to 1,000 miles every year and in a pace of up to 1.5 million. An easy way that I personally remember that the wildebeests, whenever I do look at their face, it will kind of remind me of the Beast from Beauty and the Beast. One also just out there on the left, lying down underneath that little tree, and I believe on the other side of that bamboo that just out there, but is the African wild dog. Now all of their spots are different. No two dog co-parents will look the same. Now they're really good hunters. That is because they're able to exhaust their prey. Now when I say they're good hunters, their success rate is about 80%, while a lion's success rate is actually only about 20%. And a group of wild dogs is called a pack. Lying down in this little corner on the left, very hard to spot because of all those bushes that are in the way, but they have smaller ones called the sable antelope. Oh, another one just out there standing in the distance on the left now walking. Now the sable antelopes are the official emblem of the Harambe Wildlife Reserve, and they will use their horns to help protect themselves against predators and to play with each other. Water wildebeest coming up here, and besides giraffe and zebras in just a few moments. And these mounds that will pass both on the right and on the left are called Termite Mounds. They are made out of dung, dirt, and saliva. Now they're hard as concrete for making in the hot savanna sun, but they're pretty cool because they're ventilated through the inside. Animals will also use them as scratching posts. And the giraffe's going to be on the right. There will be zebras both on, the giraffe's on the left. There's going to be zebras on both sides. Now all these zebra stripes are different. No two zebra stripe patterns will ever look the same. They have a flap under their chin called a dewlap. It helps aid blood circulation and also does help keep those zebras cooled down. Now the hartmans, mountain zebras on the left and on the right are the only types that have that. And a group of zebras is called a dazzle. That giraffe just back there on the left is the tallest animal in the world. They can stand up to about 20 feet tall. Now they spend a majority of their day eating, so they have a mucus on their tongue, which helps activate a sunblock and will protect their tongue from the sun. Giraffes also do have 4 stomachs. Now, their long legs can help them reach speeds of about 30 miles per hour, but they can only run that fast for a very short amount of time. When a newborn giraffe is born, they're able to stand and walk within the first hour, and a group of giraffes is called a tower. I do spot some Angora cows, which will be coming up here in just a few moments. On the right-hand side, they have these crazy long horns. They're just lying down underneath those palm trees on the other side of those bushes. Now, their horns can be up to 6 to 8 feet long, and they're very hollow. They have a honeycomb-like structure. Now, their blood is going to circulate through their horns and help act as a cooling system to keep themselves cooled down. Now, although the horns help keep themselves cooled down, they are actually adapted to living in harsh environments with the heat. There'll be some giraffes coming up here on the left-hand side. Just out there in the distance on a couple more. Two farther out there, one closer up. Just out there in the distance on the right is an African elephant out there. Now, the elephants are the largest land animals. They weigh average around 12,500 pounds. Now, they also have a very sensitive skin, so they're going to often mud bathe or throw mud, water, dirt on their skin. That all does help protect their skin from the sun. Now, whenever elephants flap their ears, that will actually trigger blood vessels that are inside of them and will help keep themselves cooled down by about 15 degrees. There are some human and elephant conflicts. One of those is from the mining of the metallic ore called coltan, which is being mined in Africa. Now, coltan is used to make electronic devices such as cell phones and laptops. Now, we can help elephants out by recycling old and unused cell phones and other electronic devices that we just might have. Now, there is a ball coming up on the right called a red white, and elephants will come up and use their tusks and eat them. That's because it does give them the nutrients that they do need. Now, elephants over in Africa will constantly walk in crops and destroy them, eat them, all the above. Now, farmers did not like that. So after research was done, it was discovered that elephants are actually afraid of bees. So they put beehive fences up and around crops to help protect them. Now that did actually end up working because as soon as those beehive fences went up, the elephants would run away terrified from those bees, so the crops again would be safe. And the farmers could also make a profit off the honey from those beehive fences. Now, coming up in a few few moments. It will be on the left-hand side, but it is going to be the greater flamingo. Currently, right now, it's just directly in front of us. There they go. There's a couple of gray flamingos out on that island. Those are the babies. Now, these flamingos are not naturally pink, and that's because they eat brine shrimp, and in that shrimp is beta keratin. Now, beta keratin is going to help turn their feathers pink. They are also the lightest color pink out of all of the flamingos, and a group of flamingos is called a flamboyance. There are going to be some white rhinos coming up here on the left in just a few moments. Now, these white rhinos coming up here are the largest type of rhinos, as they weigh average around 4,000 to 5,000 pounds. Now, they do mudbathe from time to time, and actually quite often. Now, the biggest reason, and the real only reason that they do that is to help keep themselves cooled down. Now, their name in Afrikaans means white, which is wide. They also only have hair in 3 places. That is their ears, eyelashes, and tails. And a group of white rhinos is called a crash.
Cause look, he's not letting them go in. Oh my god, it's so cute. He said, I'm not. No. He's not shaving. Look at that one. That's a baby? Oh my, please, just take it out. Oh yes, look. Oh, is he moving? I like you, maybe.
Coming up in a few moments, we're going to play
All
a
of these
game
ones
called
getting
Hunt
in.
the Cheetah. See that little log that's just lying down in the ground out there on the left? If you look just directly above the log, and it's lying back there underneath those trees, is a cheetah lying down out there. Very hard to spot. Now, the cheetahs are the fastest animal in the world, as they can reach speeds of about 60 miles per hour and maintain it for a few hundred yards. Now, the cheetahs are also the smallest type of big cats, so they're going to do their hunting during the day, and they also do have claws on their paws, which help with traction when they're running on the ground. Another one just out there coming up here in the distance, lying down behind a lot of trees out there on the left up against the mountains. Now there are some rocks which will be coming up here on the left on the Kobe rock. Just big cat animals, not big cat animals that live there are nocturnal. They will spend about 16 to 20 hours of their day sleeping. Lions just kind of out there lying down underneath those trees on the left and in that grass. That's the male lion. Now the female lions will be the ones that will do all the hunting, while the male lions will stay back at home and protect their home and their cubs. During the day, both humans and lions have the exact same amount of vision, but at night the lion's vision actually increases 6 times, which is what makes them real hunters at night. Now the Swahili word for lion is Simba, and a group of lions is called a pride. Bond's about coming up in just a little bit. He's standing out there on the right, but we should get another look at him in a few moments. Also some white rhinos out there to the right as well. Well, also some more white rhinos. down out there on the left, they look like really big fuzzy rocks, and they lie down next to those rocks, but it is actually the warthog. The warthogs are the largest burrowing animal. They do use their tusks to dig into the ground and to build the burrows. Now, I personally think that they're one of the hardest animals to find. That's because they're able to camouflage themselves super well. Coming up here on the right in just a few moments is going to be that barn spot just kind of standing out there and some ostrich eggs. That barn spot where they were once almost extinct, and reserves like this are one of the few places in the world that you can find one to this day. That's because the big poaching for the coats, which turn a purplish color when in the sun. Now, those ostrich eggs each weigh about 3 pounds each. They take about 40 days to hatch, and you can fit about 2 dozen chicken eggs inside of just one single ostrich egg. Speaking of which, a couple of ostriches coming up here on the right in just a moment. And the road now. These ostriches are the largest type of birds and can reach speeds of 40 miles per hour. Now they have crazy big wings, but that does not mean that they can fly. They're actually going to use their wings by running to help them change directions. Is this ostrich going to take one more step that way it can move? I think so. We're gonna go a little bit slow by these guys. Nigerian Warthog. Now, these goats do actually originate from West Africa, and they have a very high value for the milk. Now, farmers use the milk to sell to the local villages. That does make it a win-win for everyone, as farmers are able to make a profit off the milk, while those villagers can get the milk. That is also a yellow fence out there to the left. That is a beehive fence, in which those do relate back to the elephants.